Hello, this is Alex. Let's talk about Red Pill and how it's negatively impacts society and how it's actually coordinated to one other group, but I'm not going to reveal what it is until later on the video. So, what is Red Pill? Red Pill is basically a pill from the Matrix that basically learning about the world. But unfortunately, past 5 years right now, is now learning about women. I had no problems about learning about women. Every man should learn about women. But they would take one scenario and assumes that all women are like that. The symbols I'm going to give is women are cheaters. Because I heard one story about it and then assumed everything women are cheaters. Which is not true. Also. I gotta explain why it's not true. They think emotions are you should have kept handling with women. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda agree with that part. But you should show some form of emotions to women to show how you feel about it. Or you should tell a woman how you feel about it. Because I can explain that one easier because it would create an unknown situation and it would make the relationship more unhealthier. They think about the status. But it's not true. Yes, women want men to be healthy. And yes, they want us to have good volume. But 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack. I don't think all women are not like that. Except one group of it. Again, I'm going to reveal that. They basically manipulative women. I should not say why is bad. You guys know that. You guys should know that. If you don't, you are a bad person. It seems like it doesn't care about. If it doesn't think manipulative women is bad, you're a bad person. And you will definitely be negative impact. And they would never commit marriage and long-term relationship. Because they basically hate the nuclear family, dictionary, and many more. So, that's basically why one will Red Pill. But I think I can go on more. But there's one most important thing is Red Pill are importing goods for doing OF or porn. Because they will have sex with these women. By the way, they choose long routes to have sex all the time with different girls. You can sleep whatever girl you want, whatever person you want, and you will never commit because they think marriage is basically an evil culprit. But guys, it's actually okay. You're not gonna get nowhere if you keep having sex with another girl. If you keep it like this happen, you guys will get lonely. More. You guys will miss of all the good things you provide. You guys will miss years of good people. It basically wasted potential. Also, if it passes similar adoption, these men are depleted and it will not go buying with women, because seeing adoption would give energy to girls, but they think about lust all the time. They think about like, oh, let's have sex with this girl, but they let go the seed for every different girl. By the way, I think girls can, I don't know about female, about like the reduction, but girls can feel energy from a guy, and they can detect that addicted to lust or not. They can able to that. I don't know all girls can do that, but I would say some girls who have really high volume have fantasy looking a long-term relationship does know stuff from a guy. I could go on. I think I mentioned cheating. They seem all girls cheat a lot and maybe more, but what about this? Not only Red Pill negative Pac-Man, Red Pill is basically what feminism said about women. Think about it. Think about it, guys. Feminism imports girls are doing porn, and they more support an error. They're not hiding it. They actually support it with that. They tell girls to hook up. The recent example is Ash Cooper. And they tell women that men are liars, cheaters, and manipulatives, so you should manipulate them. And yeah, whole entire thing, almost every single one, what I mentioned earlier, that's what feminism is. But this is the craziest part. Feminism hates women as much as Red Pill. Think about what feminism done with women. They make women unhappy. They make women more unsatisfied about their life, because they think man is basically an evil gender. And they think I cannot describe about how ridiculous they are. And they hate the nuclear family. They hate marriage. So only people in family are the people who getting crappy advice to women about hooking up and marrying more. And that's not a good sign about it. And that make those Red Pill fans make us hate each other. And if you don't know why it's bad for you, you need to check a reality check. Also, both feminism and Red Pill take most extreme examples about it, and why like this happened. But they only took 2 people, and social media doesn't help with just solving this, because the algorithm feared men and women most extreme things as possible. And I think we as people need to think about it. Wait a minute, is that true? Because both quotes, they experts. I'm not talking all dating experts. I'm talking the feminist dating experts and the Red Pill dating experts. They quote thinking they expert about learning about women, learning about men, but they they are single or married. But I have seen YouTubers who they expert and they have got married and likely have kids. So that's what I think. Now I gotta give real life examples what they tell men and women about. So they tell all men for the Red Pill community and the feminists that all the opposite gender are cheaters. I don't think it's not that untrue. Yet these people have been cheated on, especially more on men. But is all gender cheat? Like, is all men cheaters or all women cheaters? No. But I gotta give a rough estimate how many people I think likely cheat on the partners at least one time. For men, I think about 15 to 25% of all males have cheated at least one time. For females, between 20 to 30% for all females are cheating. Hello, this is Alex. There's a part of this video that I shouldn't discuss in R, and that's my thought about it. So I got to tell where I get that information coming from. I got that information coming from with a divorce attorney that been working of cases for 20 years, and he been in these cases for 2,000 times. This is based on what he see with the patterns about cheating. And there's many more. I'm gonna link his Instagram on the description. I'm super sorry that I had to say that. But the reason why I didn't cut hotel thing didn't cut it all because there's another topic that I discussed during as a topic that's very important. So yeah. That's let's get back of the video. They both cheat by different way. Reason why men would cheat because they would get into the lust. And if you don't know how bad lust get, you get into lust and decide their own girlfriend. And which that's not true. Which that become a bad habit for men. Men have this is the unfortunate we need to address. Men have been struggling as much as women. Men is struggling about porn addiction much more than women. Men are treated as second-class citizens. The suicide rates increase a lot. Men are basically cooked right now, and if we don't address it, it doesn't get done, unfortunately. But anyways, men more likely get addicted to porn, and they unfortunate what the societies do with men. So that's why men should be doing semen reduction. That get out their lust. So if you got cheated by a man, your man likely have watched porn, and unfortunately his lust cannot control him. For a female, they will get on board by the man. They will get bored with a man, and they will plan years advanced. They will picture like, wow, I gotta have kids. Wow, I gotta have a family. Then they plan it for years, and they will feel they are incompetent to tell men about it, that they tell nothing. And these women, what they're doing are not great. So my advice with men, I do recommend practice seduction, practice to take away about the lust, and make sure to have no sex with relationship. I knew it's not gonna be easy, but yeah, I have a Discord server that it will help you guys with men and women to get out of this. So yeah, but there's a lot of women who are not great, that basically hates there's a lot of women that basically don't like men and basically use men, but doesn't mean, so that's basically why it is. So that's my thoughts about the cheating. But I think we need to get the Bible and most introduced with this, and get back with Christianity, because before this, before the Red Pills and Feminism, Christianity was a big thing on family back in 1650s, but the feminism destroyed the traditional way and Christianity. They just, one big thing about Red Pills and Feminism, they're destroying Christianity that make people unfaithful with their faith. If a lot of people going day faithful on their faith, I think people will become less Red Pill and less propaganda. If that's with Christianity, yes, there's feminism. Yeah, there's Red Pill who practice Christianity also hates women, same with female. I couple of YouTubers I have watched, they use Christianity, but they basically think Christian women are not great people, and assuming that's all Christian women. I see that if it's one of those groups like that, you're not getting the point about between man and woman. You're not. You're making yourself worse. If you think about like more deep, if you think about why men and women act like that, and why they might act that way, you need to think deep about it. Yes, I knew this women use Christianity as a feminism thing, but if something like this happened, that would not be great. So my advice about this is, try to go what happened real life, and make sure to stay out of those two. If you notice that's Red Pill or that's sexist, it's likely Instagram, even I think TikTok don't have the not illustrated not illustrated button. Make sure to hit that if it came up like this, and make sure if you see a dating advice, try to make sure that they have a girlfriend or they're actually married, and then making sure they actually to work together, not like something like as grouper, because as grouper are married but encourage women to hook up. I would say social media do show most extreme scenarios as possible. They'll probably try to get hooked. But if it's if it go like based on if we're going real life scenarios, I think it would be fine, and I think it would make yourself easier with life. Also, I recommend to talk to opposite genders more. If not, if you already have that, it's still part of Red Pill and Feminism community. I recommend talk to the most trustful man you have and see what his thoughts about it. But I think you should talk about more people. Also, go outside more, and go outside, bitch. Go outside, because you're probably being online a little too much, and you don't have like real life scenario. Or go out maybe go out shopping a little bit. Or if I want new people, go on a random running club. Or go to a church. Yes, I knew that some of the churches are bad. I'm aware. But if you go in your local church, they're able from community. And last thing is, I think Red Pill and Feminism are dead or gonna be dead. Because I see more people criticizing them. By the way, both channels, by the way. Mostly about the Red Pill. I think the Red Pill would die first. Feminism have more control to people right now. I think feminism might die slower than Red Pill. But I think it's slowly dying. Long women, like 18 years old, 20 years old, 22 years old, are basically criticizing about feminism and how it's basically a scam for them. They actually call it a scam. And yeah. But my final advice is, there's a clip I gotta show you. And many other clips that you probably make sure to know. Or to listen.
Almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved. Now I'm happily married. I I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt.
Congratulations, that's good. That's really
Thank
good.
you, thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not sex objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable, and they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? So I think.
So,
Hello, this is Alex. Editing this video. One thing some ways I forgot to tell the recording is make sure to like and subscribe to my video because it could help up the YouTube algorithm a little more. And I know, I know it's annoying, but trust me a bit. So yeah, that's all. See ya. Bye.